Hello, everyone. Welcome into my office here at Bethany. Blessed to have you with me today as we get ready for this week's gospel. It's the story of 10 lepers who are healed by Jesus. There's several things that are interesting about this particular gospel. First of all, notice that the lepers all yelled to Jesus from a distance. They would have done so because in that society, lepers were amongst the marginalized people. They had leprosy. Nobody wanted to be impacted or infected by them. There were those that thought that leprosy would be very contagious, may or may not have been totally true. Also, they were also considered to be some kind of demon possessed or something like that by some in society, and therefore they were unclean spiritually as well. So they would have been outcasts in society. So as Jesus is making his way to Jerusalem from a distance, these 10 lepers call out to him, Jesus, heal us. Jesus actually does not approach them. He doesn't put his hands on them. He doesn't even physically do anything. He literally just says, go show yourselves to the priests. And they do. They all head off to the priests. There's a level of faith here. First of all, they have asked Jesus to heal them. That showed faith. Secondly, the minute he says, go show yourself to the priests, without even hesitating, they go. They haven't been healed yet. Nothing has changed yet. They believe that somehow when they go show themselves to the priests, they will be clean again. It's an interesting level of faith. It's a strong level of faith. Now, the story gets more complicated because one of those 10 is a Samaritan. Samaritans were not welcome in Jewish society, but he also wasn't welcome in his own society because he was a leper. So he had ended up with these other 9 Jewish patients of leprosy. He presumably, in order to go show his priest his skin, has to go farther. He has to go all the way back to Samaria. He ends up splitting from the other 9. We never hear from the other 9 again, but this Samaritan person on the way realizes that his skin has been healed, and he turns around and heads right back towards Jesus. We don't know how long that walk is, but it's a ways. He comes back, shows himself to Jesus, and gives thanks to God, praise to God. Jesus questions him, where's the other 9? And then Jesus says to this Samaritan who has been healed from leprosy, your faith has made you well. It's an interesting comment because the truth is the faith of all 10 has made them well. But actually, remember the language of the day. Jesus spoke in Aramaic and in Hebrew. The New Testament and the Gospels were translated from that Aramaic and Hebrew into Greek. If you go back to those original languages, Jesus actually says something that is more akin to your faith continues to make you well. There's a difference there. It's not that the faith made them well as far as leprosy is gone. It's that the faith will continue to make you well. In other words, it's not just a physical healing, it is a spiritual healing as well. He will continue to be well because spiritually he is strong. What made him strong? Obviously his faith, but also his praise and thanksgiving. There's 2 parts to this gospel, 2 main themes. One is the faith, the other is the praise and thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a powerful thing in our lives. My friend, Rabbi Margaret, always writes down something every day that she is thankful for, and she says repeatedly how much that practice has changed her life, spiritually changed her. Every day, something that she is thankful for. And actually, scientists will tell you that they can see changes in brainwave activity when we are focused on things we are thankful for as opposed to things we are upset about. It has a major impact on us. So Jesus says, Your faith, your thankfulness continues to make you well. Lots to talk about. It's a very interesting gospel. I hope that it cools down soon. I am recording this on Monday. It's still warm outside, but I'm hoping for a cool down. I love the fall. I love when it gets cool and crisp and the creation starts to shine in all its different colors. Looking forward to that in the next week or two. Either way, whether it's warm or whether we start to get our cool, crisp weather, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Thanks be to God. Amen.